Thank you for staying with us on 91.3 FM, Radio Maria, the voice of truth. The topic for discussion is traditional marriage in Edo State, and local government to be precise. Edo State is one of the 36 states of Nigeria located in the southern region of the country. As of 2006 National Population Census, the state was ranked as the 24th populated state in Nigeria. Edo State is the 22nd largest state by the landmarks in Nigeria. The state's capital city, Benin City, is the 4th largest city in Nigeria and center of the country's rubber industry, created in 1999, I beg your pardon, from the former Bendel states. Edo State is bordered Kogi State to the northeast, Anambra State to the east, Delta State to the southeast, and Ondo State to the west. Yeah, Edo State is rich, very rich in culture, but today we are narrowing it to traditional marriage in Edo State, and local government to be precise. If you could agree with me, our dear listeners, we have done a lot of we have showcased different traditional marriage on our heritage, and some people who think that their own traditional marriage in their community, in their locality, was not represented well, they have come to tell us, like the Edo people, Esakon, but to be precise, think that their traditional marriage was not presented properly. We have done that with the Ohuhu people from Ohuhu clan. They said that their traditional marriage was not presented properly, and they came and cleared the air for us. And if you are a listener out there, you think the traditional marriage from your own community is also not represented well, by the time we open our phone lines, you can send us SMS so that we will see how to talk about how you can represent traditional marriage in your local government properly. But for today, we are talking Edo State, and our guest speaker is here. She's smiling because she's happy to tell us, to clarify what Edo marriage is made of. Mrs. Udoka, let's go into, I can imagine they are in stages, so yes, we can go. Can you run through the stage one?
Before I run through the stages, let me briefly introduce or make known the Esan people. The Esan people are an ethnic group of the southern Nigeria who speak the Ishan language. The Esan people are traditionally known. They are beautiful people, known for their beauty, known for good hunting skills, known to be great farmers too. And women and men showcasing the beauty of our culture, especially through beads, which is called Ivie. Yeah, thank you very much. So, without wasting much time, I would like to talk about maybe the first stage of the Esan marriage. Like we all know, the first thing or the first stage of a marriage is going for the introduction. You have to introduce. Let me talk from the woman's aspect now. The lady who the man wants to marry. If you're going to get married to an Ishan woman, you have to firstly go to the family of the woman to investigate, which is very important, to find out the background search on who the lady you're about to get married to is. This is very necessary because you have to know if they have a trace of madness, maybe imbecility, one or two things. We're not trying to say those things cannot be handled, but you need to find out so that you know what you are up against. So that is the first part of marriage. You need to go for an introduction, know the bride's family, the about to be bride's family, know where she comes from, study them, if it's safe enough for you to go into that marriage or not.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's the stage one. You said a couple of things that I am tempted to divert from the topic for discussion, but I hope that by the time this conversation progresses, we'll talk about that hunting that you mentioned earlier, because I think that Edo people like bushmeat, and that's why You mentioned the hunting, but
Exactly.
that's not topic for discussion. Some local government in Abia State said that before they go to make that inquiry, the bride to be's family to make inquiry, there's a token that is being paid. How is it done in Esan local government? Do you go with some form of drinks, or you go with some cash, or how?
Yes, you have to go with some members. The man has to go with some members of his family to the bride's family.
Okay.
You get there, you present drinks, you present cola nuts to the bride's family, indicating that you have come seriously. You know, it is not a plaything. That's what signifies you are there. You are being serious. You are not there to play. You mean it. You want to marry their daughter. You've seen a beautiful flower you want to pluck. So yes, they go with drinks, elders, one or two elders from the man's family. So
Yeah, something is running through my mind.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that shouldn't be the case, but as out of curiosity, actually, and I'm asking this question out of curiosity, because you said that they want a background check to be sure that maybe there's no mental illness or some form of illness, just to be sure that the groom to be also, or the bride to be, is cleared and they can marry. And then you're going with those drinks. And what if you discover that, okay, the bride is in a certain way that this family does not accept? What do? Do you go back with the drinks?
Yeah, the issue there is that most times you don't just find out there and then if the bride is a marriageable material or a woman you can marry. You don't find out immediately. You are just going to show your intentions, show everything. You are going to meet the bride's family to welcome you. This is our groom, this is our soon-to-be groom. So they welcome you, they've known you. Because you cannot just walk into a community and begin to ask questions. Please, I want to find out about so lady. People will ask you, the family of the bride will ask you, or bride-to-be will ask you, why are you trying to find out about our daughter? But once you've made your intentions known to them, you have presented yourself with those drinks and all, this is what I came for, this is what I'm about to do, then the man or the man's family is now free to run a background check without questions on the bride's background.
Okay, so
Exactly.
that should be a silent check. That's where
Yes.
you have the opportunity, or you have the right to go and start making background check.
So
when you
automatically-
establish contact
Yes,
with
so
the
automatically
bride.
there's no way your drinks will be taken back if you are getting married or not.
Or not.
So the drinks naturally belong to the bride-to-be's family.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarification.
Yes.
How about the stage 2? What happened when you after the background check and you think that the lady is clear, the bride to be is good to go? What's next?
Okay, when you've done the background check, you know that the bride-to-be is good to go. The family of the bride will ask you when you intend coming to take their daughter's hand in marriage. When you give them the date, they now give you a list of things to buy for the bride's family. The list of things you need to get for the bride's immediate family and extended family, because it is considered that an Asam bride is not nurtured by only the biological parents. She belongs to several people in the family. There are uncles, there are aunties, and so you're not just coming there to meet only the parents to take their daughter. People must be informed. So they will give you a list of what to get.
Okay, I can imagine.
Yes.
The list is not for the immediate family. It's for
No.
both the immediate family
Yes.
and the extended family of the
Exactly.
bride.
Exactly.
So, can you run us through those lists? Is it something that is easy for the bride, or because we have seen some tradition that says that it is very, very important to make the list very tough, so that when the groom is married to the bride, he will respect her, or that would keep the marriage together.
Okay. In the case of the Ishan people, they don't consider it that way. Their children are priceless, and of course, you should know, a well-valued daughter should be priceless. There's no price on the head of a child.
Correct.
Or on the head of a daughter. So to the Ishan people, what they consider most is the suitor coming. Are you capable of taking care of their daughter? Are you good enough for their daughter? So actually the list is something that is easy to get. What is most important to the Ishan people is how good you are. How can you take care of their daughter because she's a priceless jewel to them. You don't just take her. And let me also make a point clear. This happens both ways. If a woman is getting married to an Ishan man, or a man is getting married to an Ishan woman, this plays. You know, the Ishan people are very, they are mindful of their culture. They are very careful with their culture. You don't just come and pick a bride and treat her anyhow, because the woman in their tradition, after marriage, is not supposed to have any encounter with any other man. It's as strict as anything that goes wrong like that affects the family seriously. I'm not talking from what I read, I'm also talking from experience. Okay. You know, I've seen it happen. I've asked questions why one or two things have happened in the village I went to school. You know, the woman is very sacred. Her body is sacred. In short, everything she does is sacred. So you can imagine coming to take that kind of a woman. If you are maltreating that kind of a woman, or you don't support that kind of woman, it may drive her to too many things, because she's supposed to remain sacred to you. So you must pamper her. She knows no man under no circumstance she should be found with any other man, you know.
Okay, so that's interesting. But you didn't tell us anything on the list. Is
yes, the list is very important. Things I took note of that is very important. You need to bring yams, beautiful yams. You don't just bring yams that are all skinny. You need to prove that the bride you're coming to marry is worth it. So you bring beautiful yams. There's a number of tubers they have to give to you. You know, for me as a bride, as the woman talking, I won't know much about it because it's not my business, it's not my place to know the things they bring. But I know that you have to get enough yam. There must be a number. You get it, and beautiful ones. Then oil, red oil. Yes, beautiful ones. I think about a 20-liter gallon. Then salt. Of course, that salt is very significant. It shows, it represents taste.
Okay, so salt is very important because you cannot cook without salt. On this note, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, conversation on traditional marriage in Isako land, local government will continue. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on 91.3 Radio Maria, the voice of truth. We are talking traditional marriage in Asian land. Before we went on that short break, we were talking about our guest speaker told us the necessary things that is required. She told us a bit background of the Asian people. She made mention that they are hunters. So yeah, if you are a young man out there, you're looking at an Asian lady, be sure that you know where to get the bush meat, because hunting is one of the things they hold to high esteem because they like bush meat. But talking that is on a lighter note, I want you to tell us, what is traditional marriage called in Isa?
Okay. Let me just say, normally it's a groom that goes to marry a bride. Okay. So when that process is on, they call it Okia Ryoko. Okay. He wants to marry a wife.
Okay.
Ohia Ryoko.
Okay, yes. Tell us about Ohia Ryoko more.
That means he wants to come and get a wife, like I rightly said.
Okay.
Yes, so at least now the family is informed. They've given you the list. They've invited. They've told them the date you're coming to marry. For some people, they could send the list ahead. Everything in the list, they send it ahead of time. And most importantly is the bride price. Like I said, an Asian woman is a priceless jewel, so you don't attach any price to her. When it's time for the bride price to pay the bride price proper, there's someone who stands in for the family of the bride. She tells the groom's family to bring the woman's bride price. Initially, it's like a negotiation. They will start with maybe saying the bride price is maybe 20,000, the bride price is 100,000. Yes, the groom is now like, okay, maybe he puts it in his envelope, or the groom's family, because the groom is not active. There is the groom's family, the elders. He presents it to the eldest in the girl's family, and then when it's given to the eldest person, they'll now stand up and say, "Thank you very much. We appreciate your you appreciate your offer. Thank you. It shows that you are really here, capable and able to comfort.
That is, sorry, let me break you down.
Okay.
He gives that token in an envelope after the negotiation, or by the time he gives them the envelope, they find out what is in the envelope.
Yes, some people, that's where it differs. Some groups may go there and say, maybe they tell him, okay, the bride price they tell the family the bride price is 1 million, and he's like, why is it 1 million? Please, they should have mercy on. They begin to negotiate. Please, can we pay 500,000? Can we pay 200,000? There are some grooms that will not even argue. They say it, they will be like, give it to the family of the girl. She's worth it. But when that money gets to, of course, when it's getting to the person standing for the bride's family, she's like, they are like, okay, thank you very much. How much is here? They'll say, we gave 1 million. I'm giving an example. And the person standing in for the bride's family will say, okay, we've seen you've come prepared. You are a wonderful man. They render appraisals to the groom's family. We're ready. But our daughter is not for sale and will never be for sale. So I think they open the envelope and take maybe a little token. I don't really, like I said, it's not in my place, a little token for the bride and return the rest to the groom's family. But that doesn't mean that there are no other little things. They will demand, please, want you to wedge the kola nut, and they are blessing with the money. We want you to see the other person, and they are doing such little things. But the bride price in question, the main bride price, is not something you pay for.
So it looked like something like you're giving them back the money, but you are spending it right then and there, because you are asking for cola and they are giving you from that envelope. They are asking for something else that they are giving you from the envelope. So it looked like there's a small trick that the adult people are playing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that, but I'm just seeking for clarification.
Yes, definitely, but even as at that, don't forget, if he had also paid the 1 million, if it's a must, he will still have spent all those extra things to still wage the call or not.
Correct.
So, whatever way or whichever way we look at it, it's still favorable when they are trying to tell you their daughter is priceless, and just take that little token from the bride price.
Okay. Okay, so I see that they are trying. It's interesting, but after the bride price, what's the next process?
Yes, that is, I think, one of the most important processes, because after the bride price, the woman now being married to the husband has to be properly ushered into her clan, or has to take a position in that clan, in her family. The Asian people are very mindful of the position you are in the family. Are you the fourth wife? Are you the one who came in as the fourth wife? Were you the second one to get married? Were you the third person to get married?
Excuse me, when you say first or second wife, what are you talking? Are you saying that, in different siblings for different wives, or
thank you very much. It's like in a clan, in a place. Let me give an example. Maybe you call the place, let me say, Idumogo or Idumoza. I'm giving an example. So in that Idumoza or Idumogo, you need to know the wives that are older than each other. So that is where what they call the ikiake comes in.
Okay.
Yes, it is ushering you into the family to know your position, both in the family and in that little community.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my God! I think the chain is a very long chain, so ushering you to that community, it means what?
Yes, that is knowing your position, and again, is then they have to tell you the do's and don'ts of the bride, which is very important, will be well spelled out to you. Of course, normally, if you are a bride coming from outside, maybe you are coming from another state, for example, definitely you must have heard one or two things aside. People will tell you, okay, you want to get married here, these are the things you need to know. But naturally, it's expected that every daughter of Esanlan knows the rules and regulations, the do's and don'ts in marriage. So on that day, it sounds as that day they perform the ikiake. It sounds as a reminder to the bride. These are the things you need to do. That's why sometimes, maybe we'll get there when we talk about the disadvantages or the things that baffle some people or bother some people that make them not want to go into such marriages. Yes, when the lady is brought into the family, it takes place mostly in the most senior member of the family. the most
Okay.
senior man, or yes,
In their
in his
compound.
house, in the
Okay.
compound or in the house.
So every other wife will be there.
No, it's not a must for every
Okay.
other wife to be there.
So, but how will you know your position
That is
if
why
others
he's the most
are
senior.
not around?
That is why
Okay.
yes, because he knows he's expected to know everything.
Everything.
He's expected to keep records. Yes,
Okay.
he knows. Traditional things are very.
I know culture is a way
Yes.
of life, and it cannot be
Exactly.
questionable. But I just imagine that a new bride that's supposed to reunite with her husband, and you're telling her about a long chain of who is married before you, and these are people who are here before you, and these are the rules and regulation. I just think that is a boring thing to do. I'm sorry, it's
Okay.
culture,
You
but
know,
I'm seeking clarification.
Yes. Most times you don't know. You as a bride, they won't start telling you, oh, in this community, these are the people that are older than you. But it will be clear for your immediate family. Yes, you're coming to a family. You should know your husband's family. You should know, is the other brother married? Is the younger brother married? So at least for that one, you will be clear already, knowing the position you are in the immediate family. For the community, maybe when you go for functions, maybe when you go for burial, there are some certain things you need to do. And maybe it comes, let me give an example. Maybe you need to, let me use meat for example. It's not, but I'm trying to make it simpler. You need to choose meat. And then I, that got married maybe last year, is trying to put my hand, will be like, no, so person got married before you. So that's why it's those who are grounded, who know everything going on in that community, that are present for that initiation called the Ikiake.
Okay.
Yes. So when events come up like that, sometimes it even goes as far as they want to do some things, even if that person is in abroad and you need to do it. They will call you. They will tell you, no, your own comes before this person, or your own comes after this person. It's a very tight tradition. Yes, but it's an interesting one.
It's tradition. There's
very
nothing you can do about it. You
Yes.
just have to respect it.
Yes.
You have to coexist. But if you are a non-Asian person, you're going to marry, especially a bride, please ask questions and be sure of what you're going into. I'll open the phone line so that the conversation on traditional marriage on Asian land will continue. Call us and let us know if you have clarification, you have questions, you have concerns, or you are from Ishan. Call us and let's have a chat about what your concerns are. The number to call is 081 084 475 18. 081 084 475 18. So in an event that you say, for instance, you are married as someone who is married before you in your tradition, and the person is older than you, is the person allowed to do some certain things, or age is not a criteria?
No, age is not a criteria at all. The position you are in that marriage is what matters. Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you're young or old. The position when you are married, it's what counts for
when
the
it comes to traditional rights in the clan or in the family.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So after all this one, now what's next?
Okay. Like, I want to throw more light on the Ikiake.
Okay.
When the woman is put on the husband's lap, it means you have agreed, or everything about that marriage is sealed.
Okay.
So they tell you are not supposed to have any affair with any other man. Normally, yes, marriage is sacred.
Correct.
You are not supposed to have any extramarital relationship. But when these particular traditions are spelling them out for you and spelling out the consequences, then you have to listen real deep. Because at the end, if you do something bad or something wrong in that marriage.
Okay, let's take this call and the conversation will continue. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Sorry, we lost that call. Please call back and let us know what you're trying to say. Are you from Edo State? Do you need clarification? Our guest speaker is happy to clarify you on whatever your question is. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello? Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, please. Okay, please go ahead and make your contribution. Okay. Okay, yeah. Please.
Okay, yes. It, definitely. That's why I said most times if the bride is coming from outside Ishan land, yes, she'll be told. But that is the unofficial information. Like I said, no matter what happens after the unofficial information, there must be the official information during the Ikiake. But it's expected that um, an Ishan bride, an Ishan woman, knows all these things already when she was growing up. So it's not something you really need to talk to her about again. She knows it. So where you need to talk about these issues is where the person is coming from. So that the person will say, I was not told, or I was not informed, or they just told me the day we did the Ekiake. It will be very, very wrong. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Please, did you tell us where you're called? Okay, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, please go ahead and make your contribution. Okay, I apologize for that and thank you for the correction.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I did, yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
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 Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So are you married yourself? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you. Okay, sir.
Esa. Okay, thank you very much for that contribution. Please stay with us. Okay, so we've heard him. Kola nut is very, very important. But I forgot to ask him, why is kola nut very important?
Of course, everybody. Normally, it's considered that he who brings cola, brings life. So,
correct.
The kola nut is a very important item in tradition. I don't think there's any any place, any place maybe
Nigerian
in
culture,
Nigerian
that's
culture that you don't make use of the kola nut.
yeah, culture
Yes.
goes hand in hand
Yes,
with
yes.
kola nuts in
The
Nigeria.
kola nut is very important.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. Okay, so you were talking about the secrecy of the marriage. Once once you're united with your husband, you are not allowed to
Yes.
have extramarital affairs.
Yes.
So is it applicable to the bride, to the groom, or is just for the bride?
Okay, that's where some people are always arguing. It's applicable only to the bride. Definitely, the groom has no issues there. It's the bride. And the funniest thing is when the consequences come, they don't affect the woman in question. That's why I said it's not the things they say you should not do that matter. It's the result or the consequences that matter. Yes, it doesn't affect the woman in question. I don't know how the ancestors made that happen, but it is expected, or yes, it is noticed.
Who is affected?
The man and his children.
Oh.
Yes, the man, especially if the man does not speak out. If the man notices it and does not speak out, there will be serious issues. His children too will be affected. Okay, let me just mention one or two things that could go wrong to the man and his children.
Okay.
Sometimes, maybe the man could be deaf. Things will not really be working out for the man. He starts dropping. If he was doing business, he starts dropping in business. The children could be going deaf, blind. Everything they put their hands to do will not work
Let's
out.
take this call. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Please go ahead and make your contribution. Correct. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Oh no.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, okay. Go ahead, please. Okay. Okay. Correct. Yeah. So, but I want. Yeah, they should be together. You should be reciprocal. The woman should stay out of extramarital affairs, and so to the groom too. Yeah, but I want to ask you: is there any particular ritual that is done that resolves to this kind of consequence, or it has been done long time ago? Oh,
Exactly. Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Hmm?
Ahead. Yes.
No way.
As terrible as that. Exactly.
Oh no. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution. Please stay with us on 91.3 Radio Maria, the voice of truth. Okay. So that's horrible.
Exactly. So that's why, when you tell people, yes, it even goes deeper. She is talking about the woman tying wrapper. I think the ones have noticed the woman wears only her undies. Yes. And she's meant to use that block while she's being, mocked around.
Mm-hmm.
People will follow her. That is the only way to avert it if she intends, I think so, to go back to the husband, or if she intends to save the children and the husband of whatever calamity that has befallen them. So you see, many people are like, my God, funny enough, trust me, Stella, these things are real and still existing today.
Is she allowed to walk out of the marriage?
Of course she is, but which woman wants to walk out seeing the children and the husband in such dilemma? That's the question.
This is serious. Please, the number to call is 081-084-47518. 081-084-47518. Please call us and let us know. Are you from Esakon local government, or we have talked about other traditional marriage? Has your own been mentioned? Do you want to talk about yours? Send us SMS and let's consider talking about yours, just like the Edo people, the Esan people. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, please, Susan, go ahead and make your contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I'm listening to you, please. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Susan, for your contribution. Yeah. Please stay with us on 91.3. Yo, this is scary. But good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Yeah, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Please go ahead and make your contribution. We understand. Correct. Yeah.
It is a crime. It's not only in Africa. Now, in Africa, men, cultures permit men to marry more than one wife. If you are a Muslim from that local government and you want to marry more than one wife, you are permitted. But if you are tied down, I'm not making case for polygamy. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm not making case for polygamy. I just want you to look at seeming wisdom of people that make the law those days. Cheating is cheating. A man that marries three wives that has a girlfriend, he is
It's
cheating.
cheating. Yes.
I'm not supporting that. There's consequences for that.
Okay.
But if you look at it, if you mirror this law, the woman is the one that commits the crime.
Yeah.
Looking at the men or the woman when she is caught. What if the woman was not caught and the husband died? What if the woman is not caught? The children are meant to be professors, but because they have the four children and they are working, it seems that things are open for them.
Yeah.
These are things to look at. That culture was looked to in total. The problem with us is we pick it and we throw them in, we discard them because they think we're modern. I don't want to, this case I'm trying to shy away from, if I tell you what goes on there, I'm suspecting it's from that Ethacon.
Oh.
The man involved is from Ethacon. Yeah,
Exactly.
it is so bad that there is a cover up. So it might affect the woman, it might affect the man. You understand? These things have real consequences. And it's affecting people's life. The man is supposed to be a father to his children.
Yes.
And then sleep with another man.
Yes.
Now you're killing his business. I'm not using the scenario that Mama painted on this.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
The man is already dying. So he's not able to perform it as a man.
Okay.
In the sight of God, is that man not failing?
He's failing.
So look, these are the consequences we should look at. It's not whether if you parade the man or parade the woman or parade. No, that is not the issue. Whoever is paraded, I'm not even in support of parading or whatever.
But
Whoever done it has done it. The thing is, how do we discourage people from? Because this has consequences for generations.
But what is even the solution? I think that religion has evolved and the world has evolved also. Is there any way we can reverse this culture?
If you can be patient and permit me a few more minutes, please. I'm sorry I'm taking most of
Go ahead, please.
The truth of the matter is, we live in a world where we deceive ourselves that the world is changing.
Okay.
And then we call God unchangeable God. Why is he unchangeable God? When we need favor, he's unchangeable. In time to obey his laws, we can manipulate him with faith. If we are smart enough, if we are deep thinkers, we realize that the power of Babel was a skyscraper as far back as then. So all these skyscrapers we are building now, there is nothing new.
Yeah.
If they have built skyscrapers those days that we think they were in darkness, we need to think to find out why God was unchangeable. He found out God is not change. In all cultures, in all religions, why is it that in Africa you cannot just see a girl and just marry her and that is God? Why do you have to bring Kolanot? Why do you have to bring God to things? It is to satisfy
Yes.
some conditions to
Yes.
know that the thing is formal.
Yes.
Okay.
As well. My own solution is this, my suggestion is this. Across all the religions, there is a laid down standard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
If a man marries a woman because she's sexy, you're going to have problem when that sexiness goes away. If a woman marries a man because he's rich or handsome, when he grows old or the money goes away, you're going to have a problem.
Correct.
But you godly wife, you marry a God-fearing man, you are both of you are not going to have, whether you are Muslim, whether you're Christian, the traditional people, I don't know whether they go to shrine to pray or whatever, but at least if we go back to God and make him the core of our decision in marriage. Our parents, when their fathers were marrying for them, they didn't have it. Now we're marrying for ourselves, we're having it up and down.
Okay, please round up your thoughts.
I've rounded up.
Okay.
Your program.
Thank you very much. Please stay with us to the end of the program. That was a wonderful contribution, but I just think that I just think that there should be a way. Yeah, but if you are a young woman out there, maybe from a different state, not from ESAC or local government, and you are dating a guy from ESAC or local government, please ask questions. Be sure of what you are going into. Love is not enough, because love, when there's no love, what happens? If riches is what you're looking out, be careful. If the riches are no more there, what happens? What becomes of your husband or your children? You don't want to go into that marriage and endanger your children or your husband. So let us be careful. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Tom. I'm calling back again.
Okay, please go ahead, Tom.
I still want to make a quick correction. I said we are not from Eastern Coast. We are from Eastern.
Yeah.
Under Eastern, we have 5 local government areas. We have Eastern Northeast, which is Uromi. We have Eastern West, which is Betoma. We have Eastern Central, which is Kirua.
Okay.
We have Eastern South, which is Kubiaga, and we have Buebe. Then the capital is also in Buebe. Eastern Coast, Edo North. Eastern in Edo Central. So we are not Eastern Coast, we are Eastern.
Esa.
We are talking of Eastern.
Okay.
Eastern, the culture of Eastern.
Yes,
Yes,
Esa.
the people of Islam.
Yeah, thank you for that contribution. Please, you have to bear with me. I'm not from Edo State. Please, I will try as much as possible to keep the name Esa, but if I don't, please pardon me. Eso. Eso, people. Okay, thank you so much for the correction. Okay. Please stay with us, and you're welcome to contribute or make more corrections if you have to. Thank you for that one. Please call us and let us know. Is this?
It's not wrong for other people to contribute. I'm sure he's talking from the ESAC aspect.
Yeah. So, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good afternoon. Honor to Mary. Okay, please go ahead and make your contribution. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you for tuning in. Please stay with us on 91.3 Radio Maria, the voice of truth. Thank you for that contribution. The last caller was saying that the consequence should be for both parties. If the groom is engaging in extramarital affair, you should face the consequence. So is the woman. I also think the same, so that you don't affect innocent children you're bringing into the world. But this time now we are trying to round up. The time is not on our side, but I can agree that this is a very interesting conversation and very engaging. So we are asking for you to give us our final words.
Okay, it's not. It's a mystery today that there are some questions unanswered when it comes to culture. We can't ask them enough. They are endless. So, what I would like to say is, if you are found or you agree to some certain rules, please keep them to avoid issues that could hurt your family. And this aspect I'm also trying to bring in. When you know that this is what the tradition is talking about, and you are ready, you've obeyed it. Like, for instance, there was a day I went to the hospital and they wanted to run an x-ray for me. And I knew I had to, maybe let go of everything. Because of, what I've been told and all that, I had to call my best friend, who is an Asian lady,
Okay.
and to ask her if I did to call my husband if I go in for that test. Yes, it was as
Is that important?
yes, and I had to also, when I was through, she said I should ask my husband, and he's the one that has the final say. So I had to call my husband. And there was also an incident where I and my best friend went to the market one day, and I was trying to pay for tomatoes. And then when I paid, I had the woman was not having change, so we need to balance. So there was a man who bought an exchange of many hundred, and he said, "No, take it." And my friend said, "No, no, don't give it to her. She can't take it. Take it. We'll look for a way around it."
Okay.
So when you know these things, you need to tread cautiously to avoid issues.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but we are rounding up this. We really need time to talk about this Eshakon marriage, traditional marriage, because there are a lot of clarifications that is needed. And now you're telling me that if I have to attend to a medical, if I need a medical attention, I need to take permission. What if there's an emergency and an Eshakon bride is involved? Does she have to go taking permission or telling the doctors to hold on until she take permission from her spouse?
Okay, that's why I said there are many mysteries unraveled. But I guess the ancestors will know there's an emergency. They are gods, so they should know there's an emergency. But the question I keep asking myself, that's what baffles me the most. What if it was a mistake? What is the solution? Will a woman who made a mistake pay the price?
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful contributions. For our callers, you've been wonderful. All the contributions were wonderful. I had a pleasurable time learning from your contributions. For all those who try to call and maybe network, I'm sorry, please try to call tomorrow, because our heritage with Stella Francis will be up tomorrow again by 2 p.m. Please stay with us on 91.3 Radio Maria, the voice of truth. Thank you.